Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We've been discussing everything payroll in the first half of our show. We're going to switch gears, but still stick with the same person, Miss Hillary Martin. And besides being an owner of the Impact Payroll Services, you're also a board member of the JDRF. And you're very passionate about it. It's awareness for juvenile diabetes. And you're very passionate about it because it's kind of impacted you personally.
Yes. So my older son, Benjamin, was diagnosed when he was 4.
Ben's here in the studio. What's up, Ben? How are you? Hey, there he is.
So he's 7 now. So he's lived with it for 3.5 years. And it's a challenging disease.
Sure.
How does that happen to somebody so young?
You know, it could happen to anyone, infants even. And it's an autoimmune issue. Mm-hmm. And it's not because he ate too many cupcakes, not because he doesn't control his sweets. There's just something in his body that attacks the cells that produce the insulin.
And what are some of the warning signs, or how did you figure this out with Ben?
So he was in pre-K at the time, and he would come home every day and tell me, "Mom, you did not send me enough lunch." I'm thinking, I can't put any more food in this little boy's lunchbox.
Yeah.
And he was so thirsty all the time. He would drink just gallons of water. And then we started having accidents. We were wetting the bed.
Sure.
Started out once a week to almost
JJ,
every
you need to
night.
look into. You might have diabetes.
I might have it now that I think about it.
So one night I said, we either have a kidney infection or something's just
Sure.
not right. So we went to urgent care, and I'm Googling all the possibilities, and type 1 came up. The number one search for how my child was diagnosed with diabetes was they tested his blood sugar, and the meter just said HIGH, high. And that's what happened. That's what happened to
And
him.
so you just went out and tested it.
Well, we were urgent care, and so they tested it. And
Right then,
they came in and they said, "You're going to the hospital." And I said, "Okay, we'll go home and pack a bag." And they said, "No, by ambulance right now."
Wow.
I said, "Oh."
So how do you feel that juvenile diabetes has impacted Benjamin's life?
It has changed every aspect of his life.
I'm sure.
We just had Easter, and most kids get lots and lots of candy in those eggs, and so my son still gets the candy, but we have to sit there, count the carbs, give insulin, wait 15 minutes, and then he can eat his candy.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't like to wait. At 7 years old,
Sure.
it's a challenge. But that's before every single meal.
Right. And you're checking it before and after, right?
Before, after, all throughout the day. He has an insulin pump that gives him insulin continuously throughout the day, and then before meals or as the correction's needed. And so he's very on top of his diabetes management. I just consult with him about the amounts of insulin and food that he's going to eat.
So other than the insulin pump that he has, is there any other type of special treatment that he's currently receiving?
So he wears something called a continuous glucose monitor, and that measures the approximate blood sugar in his interstitial fluid.
Wow.
And so I can see on my phone, wherever I am, what his blood sugar is at that given time.
Wow.
So when he's at school, if he's dropping, I can call and say, "Hey, go grab my kid." Or if he's too high, I can say, "Ben, what did you sneak? Let's get some insulin in you."
Sure. So we had our first year business coach, Bob Contreras, his son, Choch. Remember, Choch had juvenile diabetes, and I remember going through the same stuff that you were. Choch now is already in his 20s. He's a police officer.
Yeah.
So you didn't know that? You're not keeping up with your first year coach, that guy?
I remember Bob had it as well. So
Bob did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we saw their struggles with, and I don't know struggles. You know what? With him, he had to have a healthy lifestyle. I think in the end of the day, it's almost an advantage. You can see it that way, because when you're watching what you eat from, because we didn't watch what we eat from, like infant toddler stage. But I think when you actually don't even get aware until you blow up, like when you're in college, and you're like, wait, I can't eat 18 tacos anymore. That doesn't make sense. So I think in the end, it might be a blessing for Benjamin, because he's going to be able to, like Choch, kind of stay fit. I mean, Choch was always in good shape. He's always exercised. He's always taking care of himself. And I know it's because, of what he had to go through with that.
Well, I will say that if you have to have a chronic disease, the type 1 community is so welcoming. It's like an extended family.
For sure. Yeah, it's a community that kind of just helps each other. And it's pretty big here in San Antonio from what I can tell. I know that you guys...
Sad to say, yes.
Yeah, for sure. And so has Ben having type 1 diabetes changed your way of parenting?
Certainly. If anyone thought that I was a helicopter mom before. No, we still do play dates and things like that, but we're at the age of sleepovers. And so I'd have to trust another family to check my child's blood sugar all through the night.
Yeah.
Is he pretty aware of what he has to do, or is it kind of one of those things when when you leave him alone, he kind of tries to sneak in some
Well,
candies.
you know, he knows what he needs to do, but at the same time, if you're at a play date with a friend, stopping to
eating
check your
peanut
blood
butter and jelly
sugar
sandwiches,
isn't
yeah.
exactly something you're going to do. We're still 7.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like calling home, you know, at a certain time like you're supposed to, and you're
I
having too
still
much
do.
fun.
You still call home?
I still call home.
Is that right?
No.
And what do you wish other parents, or even like the general public, what do you wish they would know about juvenile diabetes that they probably don't?
One, you know, it's not because he ate too many sweets. It's not. There's insulin is the only thing that will manage his diabetes. There's lots of people that say, you know, cinnamon or essential oils or try this, and unfortunately, insulin is it for us right now.
Sure.
Or fortunately, I'm going to say fortunately. But the same thing that keeps my kid alive is the same thing that he could slip into a coma in the middle of the night and not wake up.
And you've tried all these remedies that people try to tell you to try, and none of them work.
I have different answers depending on who's asking. If my mom asks, then yes, of course.
They all work, right? Cinnamon work, Mom.
Cinnamon, yeah. No, and so the first thing you want them to know is, because I think parents, it's not their fault, right? And so it wasn't that they had an unhealthy kid or gave them an unhealthy lifestyle, it's just how the cards were dealt.
Exactly.
And so they just needed to, if they're starting to see these patterns, thirstiness and
hunger, weight loss, frequent urination, those are all signs of type 1.
Got it. Well, that's good. So for more information about the local chapter of the JDRF, you can contact 210-822-5336. Again, that's 822-5336. The website is sctx.jdrf.org. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk to our local sponsors. I think Ask Mr. Credit is up with Robbie Allen. It's going to figure out how you can help your credit get it up to where it should be over the 700 so that you can get the best interest rates on everything and also be able to apply for government jobs, buy a house, buy cars, get credit cards, all that kind of stuff. We'll be right back.